Alright, what's going on, guys? Got a stream here today. We're going to go through the Season 3 off-season and get into Season 4. Excited for this. We're going to start off with a little recap of Season 3. So right now our job security sits at 100%, which is big moving forward. We'll look at the schedule, some statistics, where our recruiting board stands right now. So we opened the season against Duke. Surprisingly beat them. I wasn't expecting to win this game, but we played really well. Purcell was good in his first career start. Ran the ball well, especially Marcus Macklin. But followed that up by a disappointing loss to North Texas. They made a field goal with 13 seconds left. It was a rainy game. Our offense couldn't really get anything going, and just was not a great game. Didn't play super well, and didn't bounce back. But we did bounce back actually against UConn in overtime. Held them to a field goal, and then Monte Purcell scored. Played close against Michigan in the first half, and then they blew us out in the second half. Ball State was up, I believe, 28-7, and we pulled off a huge comeback, running the ball. A lot of guys contributed. This was about the time that we started featuring more of our backs beyond just Marcus Macklin. And let's see, Miami of Ohio was a dominant win. Played really, really well. Threw the ball well. Travis Newby actually started because Monte Purcell went down in this game. So Newby played for pretty much the rest of 3 quarters or so. We ran the ball really well. A lot of guys contributed. Harmon had a big game. And yeah, this was one of the first games where we really had all 3 backs going. Tough loss against Buffalo. Good win against Kent State. Beat Bowling Green. Beat Akron. And a good game. Cato Nelson played well, but Purcell had one of his better games passing. And then lost to Army, Ohio. And then in the bowl game just got stomped by Georgia Tech. Couldn't stop them at all. They were throwing the ball well. They were running the ball really well. And our offense couldn't really get anything going. So, was a disappointing end of the season, but we do end up going 7-6, which is about as good as we could really ask for. Coming in, I wanted to make a bowl game, and we did that, winning one more game than I expected us to. So, first team All-American, Trey Rowland makes it. Second team, no one. On the all-freshman team, Xavier Harmon as a returner. A little surprised he didn't make it as a receiver. But then on the all-MAC, we see Tavares Golden, Trey Rowland, Dre Dixon, and Xavier Harmon on first team. Not a lot of offensive guys. Rashard Scruggs makes it. And that's all of those. Let's see. The Heisman winner was Shamari Brooks from Tulsa. He had a good season, 19 rushing touchdowns. A little surprised Zamir White didn't win, rushing for 2,000 yards, 21 touchdowns. Think the receiving numbers, though, for Brooks set him apart. See if there's any other interesting. Not really. Okay. And we didn't have any award winners, but we will look at the BCS Bowls. So, Georgia wins the national championship, getting their second title. See, Jake Fromm played really well, 3 touchdown passes. DeAndre Swift and Zamir White both played well. And I think I noticed DeAndre Swift is the starter and got hurt this year. And so Zamir White took over and then nearly won the Heisman after that. So Notre Dame beats Auburn. Texas blows out Virginia Tech. Oklahoma beats Washington. And that's pretty much it. So now we'll move on to the season statistics. Okay, so season statistics. Travis Newby played a little bit, started a game, I think. Played a little bit in relief. was fine. Not super great. Not a great completion percentage. Can't run the ball. Monte Purcell, I thought, was a good quarterback for us. Threw a few too many interceptions, but us trying to take risks downfield. Only threw it 16 times a game. Mainly was a heavy focus on the run. Marcus Macklin in his senior year has a career year, 69 yards per game, 9 rushing touchdowns, 6 yards per rush, nearly 900 total. Purcell, 136, 5.6, 14 rushing touchdowns. So I believe that's probably the school record. Sean Allen, a lot better this year, nearly 6 yards per carry, nearly 600 yards, 7 rushing touchdowns. Maddox, in his first real action, 97 carries, 5.6 yards. All backs were good. We ran the ball at a really high yards per carry amount. At receiving, it was pretty much Xavier Harmon. Rashad Conway came on big towards the end of the season, but Harmon was really good. One problem, 15 drop passes. That is a lot. It was a concern. His catching's really low. But as an athlete, he's really good. So, didn't want to redshirt him, and he, I thought, played really well. 100 tackles for Dre Dixon. Trey Rowland gets 83. Tavares Golden and Malik McKinney were very good rushing the passer. DeMar Cartwright. All these guys seniors, though. Let's see, we lose almost all of our sacks. Couple sacks there. Darius Black will be back, but everyone else we lose. Interceptions, we did a great job this year of taking the ball away. Deonta McBride, Rashard Scruggs, Amari Burks, Tavares Golden. And so we returned 2 interceptions next year. Look at kicking. We'll actually look at forced fumbles. So 3 forced fumbles for Roland, 2 recoveries for DeMar Cartwright, and we'll look at touchdowns, and that's it. So only 1 defensive touchdown from Lewis Blackburn, and that was a pick 6. Greg West in his first season, not very highly rated, but 11 for 13, not bad. Didn't miss an extra point. And his missed kicks were on longer attempts. Chandler Parks, only 28 attempts all year, which is great. Kick returns, Xavier Harmon, by far the school record on return yards, 27.2. Didn't get a touchdown, though, which was disappointing. And 11 yards per punt return, which is a pretty solid number, but no touchdowns there either. So we'll look at the recruiting board. Guys we have committed: John Nelson, good running back, needs to develop, but elusive, good player. Good athlete for Taylor Johnson. He's strong, but needs to develop pretty much everywhere else. A little undersized too. Kevin Walters, receiving tight end, undersized, 6'2", 225. He's a decent athlete, good catching, good route running. Needs to just time to really develop. Most talented player in our class, Gavin Johnson, 6'3", 325, from Connecticut's own in-state kid. He's a good athlete for his size. He's strong, can rush the passer, can stop the run, can hit. Just a great player all around. Lawrence Anderson, good size at corner. Pretty good athlete, good coverage ratings for the most part, but can't press. Big focus with our linemen we're getting is getting good athletes to run more of a spread look, and Cedric Barber does just that. He's strong, good athlete, and can run block pretty well. Great athlete at quarterback, Kieris King. He decent arm, but great athlete for a quarterback, and just will probably redshirt with newbie senior season, but then will be the starter moving forward. Josh Lilly enters as a sophomore. Good speed, decent coverage, can't press. Good athlete, Jordan Robinson, needs to develop though. Brock Rogers has a chance to be our number 2 running back. He is decent athlete, good elusiveness, will enter as a junior. Willie Washington, Just a solid developmental guy. Joseph Tate, same deal. Reggie Bryant, run stopper, can't really cover. Not sure what his role will be. Boyd Shelton and Rob Jackson are very similar in height and abilities. Neither can really cover super well. Another one of my favorite guys in the class, Javonte Christian, 5'10", 185, could potentially start for us next year. He's the best athlete we have at defensive back. Good coverage ratings to start out. Can hit a little bit, at least for a corner. Really solid player. Junior Robert Parks, 6'1". Good athlete, good catching, good route running. We'll only have him for 2 years though. And Scott Newsome, little undersized. Decent coverage ratings coming in. And not a great athlete. So those are all of our commitments. We'll look at where we stand, 86th class overall. And I think that's pretty much it. So we're going to head into the off season and start making our way towards season 4. All right. So won first team All-American, made our first bowl. And we get a contract extension. That'll go for 5 years, which is great to see. We are safe. Not a good overall record, but tough start the first 2 years. Much better in 2015, and we will sign that extension. Okay, go to players leaving. So if you haven't been keeping up, we do have 23 seniors on this team. So that's a huge class to lose. And it will be interesting how much that affects us. Just that much turnover. It's hard to keep consistent. So offense coordinator and the head coach both get an extension, which is good to see. I think our our defense coordinator is highly ranked. Offense coordinator, not so much. So we'll look at all these seniors that are leaving. Monte Purcell will be gone. Look at his stats earlier. Then we lose our top 3 running backs. 2 of our receivers, including Darren Childress, who was our number 1. Nate Reed, the backup tight end. Cedric Reed, and the left guard, right tackle. Our left end, Rayshawn Barkley, Tavares Golden, Trey Rowland, J.D. Keys, DeMar Cartwright, Deontay McBride, Rashard Scruggs, John Roberts, Amari Burks, and our punter along with Dre Dixon. So basically we lose our quarterback, top 3 running backs, number 1 receiver, number 4 or 5 receiver, backup tight end, starting left tackle, left guard, right tackle. Then on defense is where it gets really bad. We lose our left end, number 1 defensive tackle, left outside linebacker, 2 middle linebackers, starting right outside linebacker, top 3 corners, starting free and strong safety, and our punter. So a lot to replace, but we have a pretty good class coming in, so hopefully we are able to replace all of those guys. Of course, no one is drafted from us. Look at Alabama. Dylan Moses, Tua, Jerry Jeudy, Jedrick Willis. So a lot of guys got drafted. Henry Ruggs. No Devonta Smith, though. Alright, let's see if we got any transfer requests. And we didn't. I was kind of banking on getting at least 1 or 2 to fill out this class, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So that is a pretty big loss. And just was kind of counting on getting at least 1 guy to help fill out the class, because I don't think we're going to be able to sign 23 players. But we will get into recruiting, and I'll show you the guys left on our board that we're targeting. Zach Woods, 6'2", 228, so a big body at receiver, and it's just developmental depth. He's decently fast, but just not great in pretty much every other area. But a big body who hopefully can develop into something. And with the players left on the board, we're going to put a lot of points into him. Looking to see how many commitments we have. 18, so signing around 3 or 4 guys is the goal. So we'll go 35 on Zach Woods. We have a lot of points to work with too. Offer a scholarship to Pete Nolan, 6'6", 256, so a big body, at least tall, decent athlete, just all around. Looks to be a good developmental pass rusher who could develop into something really good in the future. I think we're going to go... we'll go 1750 for now. Then Jamal Davis, we're in a tight battle. Offer him a scholarship. He's just a decent developmental guy. Good power move coming in. Strong enough for what we want. Gonna have to put a lot of points onto him. We'll start with maybe 3,000. And let's see how many points we have left. So 1650. Yeah. All right. So Jeff Cantrell is a guy that I think he's fine. He'll enter as a sophomore, but we're just far enough behind. I don't think it's worth it. Jeff Thornton could be interesting, but he's just not very good. So I don't think it's worth going for him. And no one else really interests me. So I think we're going to just put some more points here. And here. And then 500 here. And just focus on these 3. Leave us with 2 open spots, but we can always fill those in the next recruiting class, which should be a smaller group. See how many seniors on next year's team we have. 16, so going to be another decently big class. But we will head forward to signing day, and hopefully we get these 3 players, maybe a couple walk-ons as well. Okay. So we got Jamal Davis and Pete Nolan, but we missed out on another player. Who's the person we missed out? Zach Woods doesn't commit. Are you kidding me? Look at that. How does he not commit? That's fresh. Okay. Dwayne Henderson goes to Boston College. We do get these 2, Cantrell, Martin Patrick. Still very disappointing that we didn't get Zach Woods. We needed depth at receiver, and he definitely added that. Would have redshirted, but still tough to miss out on that. So one thing I always like to do is once we have all of our commitments, 115th class in the country. Not great, but I think there's a lot of talent in this class. A lot of gyms and stuff. So prospect map, we can see where these players are located. Robert Parks from South Carolina and Taylor Johnson from Texas, but still a very heavy concentration in this upper northeast area. So let's see. Commitments. 5 from New Jersey, 4 from Pennsylvania, 4 from Connecticut, 3 from Maryland, 2 from New York, and 1 from Texas and South Carolina. Look at the Spark 100. So top quarterback in the country, Andy Alvarez. Wow, 85 overall potentially. Goes to Georgia. Number 1 running back goes to Ohio State. Washington State gets the number 3 player. That's interesting. Looks to be I would guess a receiver. Maybe a safety. Yeah, either receiver or safety. Probably a receiver with that route running. Couple receiver. Wow. Top 2 receivers go to Southern Cal. Miami of Ohio gets a player. Quarterback. Wow. Looks like a quarterback. So Miami of Ohio gets the number 7 player in the country. That's interesting. See some of these other players. Navy gets a 5-star. See Iowa gets a big body wide receiver. 6'5" from Iowa, so that makes sense. Alabama gets a good receiver. Washington State gets a good receiver. So a couple good receivers coming in for them. And South Carolina gets a good athlete. Illinois gets the number 3 running back. See the quarterbacks. So Oklahoma, A&M, Michigan, Kansas State gets a good one. And so does Kentucky. I just want to check on one prospect I remember looking at. See where he ended up. Doesn't actually commit anywhere. Interesting. Alright, so didn't get a transfer, didn't get Zach Woods. So sort of disappointing so far. But we will move forward and see what happens the rest of the way. So Gavin Johnson, I was right, he could play offensive line, but I think he's just so good at defensive tackle, it's not worth it. So receivers, running backs, all are good. Fullbacks, only 6 receivers now, which is a little rough, but it's okay. Tight end, Craig Love redshirted. Now we have Kevin Walters. Sherman Beck's back. I'll have to figure out the offensive line. Pete Nolan comes in. Ricky Joseph redshirted. Sam Sullivan will be there. Defensive tackle. And so let's see linebacker. One thing we need to go ahead and do is change our playbook so we don't get walk-ons. Okay, so linebacker, we will move Tyrone Hopkins to middle linebacker and move Reggie Bryant to left outside, and I think everything else is good. So Xavion Dixon should start this year, which is exciting. I really liked him last year. And one thing I wanted to look at was potentially moving Javonte Christian to free safety. I think he will start there, so I think it may be worth just doing that, because he probably won't be able to break the rotation at corner. But if we go with 3 safeties or potentially 3 corners, we could, yeah, I think that's what I want to do. Overall goes up 2. Could always potentially move back to corner in the future. Just don't feel super comfortable right now in our free safeties, couple of like a redshirt sophomore in Zach Bond, a redshirt freshman in Will Silva. And now we need to take care of the offensive line and balance this out. So I think pretty much everything looks good there in terms of the players who are going to start. Yeah, that all looks good. And we'll move Joseph Tate to left tackle. And that should pretty much set us up the way we want to be. I think that gets all the right starters in order as well. And that's pretty much all the position changes we need to do. So we'll move forward to training results. Alright, so some big jumps by our top players, which is great to see. So at quarterback, +6 for Garrett Bentley, who now moves into position to be the backup. So that's interesting. Newbie +6. See what their ratings did. So +1, +5, +1, +4. Hunter Sawyer's accuracy looking really good. 85, not a big arm, but is able to be accurate throwing the ball, which is definitely has a lot of value. At running back, couple more +6s. So in the positions we needed help, we got +6s. Chance Benson will be the starter. He's really shifty, great at catching the ball out of the backfield, but not sure how good he'll do. Not great quickness or top end speed. Aaron Montana. So +6 for Cooper Price. +2 speed for Skylar Bolt, who now has 98 speed, which is huge. 99 acceleration for Harmon. +2 speed for him as well. +5 overall. Cooper Price up to 77 overall, which is interesting. He'll be in his senior season. So looking at the catching ratings, which is most important, good boosts for all of them. +6 though for Cooper Price. Harmon up to 70. So our freshman and Harmon both get good jumps. Not great route runners though. King is the best in that aspect. At tight end, +6 for Sherman Beck. Gets faster. Craig Love gets a little faster. Most of these guys are receivers at this point. So Love with great receiving ratings. Not great in traffic, but good spec catch. Good catching and good route running. A lot of those ratings are better than Sherman Beck. Beck's blocking ratings are up to pretty respectable. Love still has a long way to go in that area. +4 for Luke Harris. Great athlete out the offensive line. Justin Miller +6. That's great to see. +6 for Raymond Clark. +5 for Grigsby and Stafford. We'll have an interesting battle there to see who starts. Lionel Ball only +3. That is interesting. Not as big of a jump as I really would wanted to see. Now to defense. James Lee with a nice jump. That's good to see. Darius Black up 5. Ricky Joseph and Sam Sullivan equal ratings now. Just, yeah, as a pass rusher, I think Sullivan's better at this point. Nice boost here. MJ Nichols in his senior season. Look at Xavion Dixon. Great athlete. One of my favorite parts about him. He can hit. He can rush the passer. Needs to do better at covering, but really glad we have him. Couple seniors at middle linebacker. Tyrone Hopkins. So, good coverage ratings for both of them. That's good to see. Caldwell up 5, faster, quicker. That's nice. Orlando Charles is looks like our new number 1 corner, which is definitely interesting. Lewis Blackburn's sort of been a disappointment. He keeps getting passed up by players. +6 though for Jalen Gray. That's great to see. We can see their coverage ratings. So, elite press corner for Orlando Charles. No one else on our team can really press. But interesting to see which corners will start. I think Charles definitely will. But we'll have to go from there. Maybe Blackburn and then Gray in the slot or Johnson in the slot. Will Silva up +5, +5, +4. And Greg West, we'll see what his kicking ratings have done. Good jump there. And Darren Williams did redshirt. So, decent ratings. Not really great. But we will move to cut players, and I will be right back. Okay, so on to cut players. I don't think we have to cut anyone. Nope, got 3 open spots. So, yeah, no one to cut, which is not always a bad thing. Not going to change any conferences, so we'll advance to the preseason. So, didn't take us too long to get through the whole offseason. Not really a lot to do. Didn't have to cut anyone. Didn't have a lot of people to really sign. But one sort of nice thing, in my opinion, is we didn't get Woods, didn't get a transfer. So, this could be a really big... or we're going to sign a lot of receivers this year, which is always fun for me. I like going out and finding those skill position players. Those are my favorite guys to sign. So we are now into the next season. We'll go through all of this except for recruiting, and then we'll do a little practice. So we'll start with red shirts. I think we're going to have to redshirt Kieris King. I just don't think having maybe a couple of packages with him in it is worth it. I'd rather get 4 good years. Redshirt John Nelson. Brock Rogers will stay. No one to redshirt at receiver. Kevin Walters gets redshirted. Redshirt both Barber and Tate. And we'll redshirt everyone we can. Don't have a ton of depth at tackles, but we should be okay. Probably should move one of those guards. But Pete Nolan gets redshirted. Sam Sullivan doesn't. Jamal Davis will. Redshirt Reggie Bryant. Taylor Johnson and Scott Newsome. At corner, we'll redshirt Lawrence Anderson. Josh Lilly will stay active. because we can't redshirt junior college players. And Rob Jackson. And it does look like Javonte Christian will start there. Then Boyd Shelton will redshirt. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Okay, so newbie backed up by Garrett Bentley. At running back, we will... Aaron Montana is not a bad choice for... Because I want the backup to be someone who can run with power. And it looks like he is the best that we have on our roster doing that. So it looks like he's going to be our backup. I think then we'll do Brock Rogers as our third one. Fullback is cool. A lot of questions here at receiver. Because I think the way I would want to do it is probably Harmon, Parks, King, Bolt maybe. But gotta play Conway. Cooper Price has the best hands on the team. So I think that has value in being able to play great route running, great catching traffic. So not fully sure how we're going to go about this, but not a lot of size in our receiving core either. We'll figure out the receiver rotation. I think we're going to throw the ball a lot more. So we're going to be able to get a lot of guys the ball in their hand. Aaron Montana, I think this was my plan. Have him as the backup tight end, second tight end. We're not going to use too many tight ends. At least we're not going to use two tight ends very often, but let's see. So Grigsby and Laurent Fontaine. That's fine. Joey Summers as the backup. And Nate McPherson. Right guard. Ron Fontaine. Right tackle. Grigsby. And Fontaine. So not a lot of depth this year on the offensive line. On the defensive line, James Lee is the backup. Pete Nolan's redshirting. So that's fine with me. That's good. Defensive tackle, Gavin Johnson will be the starter. MJ Nichols will also be there. I think our defense this year is going to be very multiple. I think we'll use 3 down linemen, 4 down linemen, because we finally have some bodies to be able to run both. Connor Harley, but then we will put Derek Edwards. See how his ratings are doing. He's quick, he's strong, but converted from the offensive line and just still has a long way to go to develop to anything worthwhile. Xavion Dixon as the starter is good. Then we will go Spencer Ramsey. Yeah. With so many freshmen, there's not, and 3 open roster spots, not a ton of depth this year, which is a little tough, but we'll put Sam Sullivan. He was originally a linebacker, so it's definitely an interesting way to do it. Middle linebacker. I really want Jalen Gray to play there, but he's too small. Yeah, a lot of redshirting players, so this is tough. I guess Dixon and Caldwell. At right outside, Chris Peters will finally maybe get a chance to play. We'll actually make him... there. Okay. But yeah, Chris Peters will finally have a chance to potentially get on the field. Redshirt sophomore. Converted from safety. A lot of these players have had their positions changed. Good catching. Never noticed that about him, so that's good to see. But can hit a little. Good run stopper, which is not what you would expect with his size. And just cannot cover. Can press and maybe jam you off the line, but can't cover. At corner, we will put Josh Lilly. And let's look at the comparison of Tyree Johnson and Jalen Gray. Part of me wants to play the senior. It's his final year, but also I think you got to play your best players. We'll compare him to, I think Lilly's not going to be close. So Johnson, a little faster, more agile, same acceleration. Tyree Johnson actually has the better hands, which is a little surprising. Better tackler. I think he really fits in the nickel. He's a good run stopper. Very similar coverage ratings, but can't press. So we'll see in practice and decide from there. At free safety, Will Silva is the backup, along with Zach Bonner. Christian starts. Strong safety, Matt Shaw's the backup. And he's redshirting, so we'll put Bonner. I think it's hard not to put Harmon there. He was so good last year. But here, can't really have Benson getting hurt returning kicks. So I may do, what does Skylar Bolt look like? Sure, you can return punts, and I'll put you as kick returner as well. Alright, so depth chart is set. Look at our schedule. Yeah. So let's see. 4 non-conference games as always. We'll take that away. It's interesting. Maybe open the season. UConn's not available. But New Mexico State is. We'll do that at home. Second week. Let's play a really good team. Sure. Number 1 Georgia. Why not? Wait, no, we've already played Georgia. So we will not do that. Want to make our schedule pretty tough this year. Oklahoma's available. LSU, Iowa. Maybe Florida. Arizona State. And East Carolina for now. 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Definitely can adjust that though. Alright, we will edit some of the appearances of these players and then get into practice. Let's see, what number do we want to give Kieris King? Gonna have to change all these guys' socks, and gloves. Yeah, like the rest of it. One is interesting, but 3, 4, 5, 8, 7, or 8, 9, 10. We'll give him 1 for now. Sort of reserve that number. At running back, Adam Estes needs a different number. He can have 45 is interesting. Fine with the rest of it. Brock Rogers, number 21. That's cool with me. That's fine. Change of gloves. Then John Nelson. You're not going to play this year, so I'm going to give you a stupid number. You need to change that face mask. Give you a visor. And some gloves. Alright, that's fine. Fullback is fine. Receiver. This is where we have some choices. So, Damian King. I want to give him a single digit. 4, 5. I don't like 8 or 9. Also, 3 is available. We'll go number 4. I think we'll give Skylar Bolt number 5. Like a little Marquise Brown. And Robert Parks. We will give him 9's interesting. We'll go 8. I like him. He gets a single digit number. But gotta change his gloves. And I think that's good. Not a lot of depth at receiver. That will be interesting if we get any sort of injury. Craig Love. I feel like I'm fine with 83. Yeah, that's fine. Luke Harris. They're redshirting. Miller. All those are fine. Don't really care about them. James Lee, number 98. Like that number for him. He's a big guy. Big guys need big numbers. Matt Dunn, pretty sure already has been edited. And I'll probably do more of this after the stream too. Okay. I like the number of 40 for Ricky Joseph. Yeah, he looks fine. The one exception to the big guys need big numbers, I think we're going to give Gavin Johnson. We'll give him number 3. I like that. Seems like too big to have that number, but I like that part of it. We'll go mid socks. Kind of want to give you a dark visor. Yeah, I like that. And some Vaporfly. Looks good. All of them are fine. Xavion Dixon. He gets number 6. Looks good. Hopkins and Ramsey. Caldwell. Charles Blackburn. See Jalen Gray. Like that. And we'll edit Josh Zilly. Try and get all these different players in. Fine with most of it. Need a new helmet. That's fine. And give you the right gloves. Alright, I think we're pretty much done editing people. Javonte Christian. What number should he have? That I don't know. I kind of like 27. No. No. 14's interesting. 10. All the good single digits are taken. I think we'll go 27. Cool. All right. So, looks like we got all the players done, and now we get into some practice. We're going to go... We'll go multiple. Hopefully that gives us some options. And we will practice. Got through this pretty quickly. But I think I really like this playbook I've set up. I think it's going to be fun. I think we're going to have to switch to a pass first. Our quarterback can't run. We only really have one running back that I feel any sort of comfortable with, and he's also never played. And I like the guys we have at receiver too. So we'll start... about double flex. No. Yeah, we'll go with this one. See the nickel. So we have 4, 3. Yeah. This is good to just test out. Yeah, we'll do this. What's up, Rico? Think that's not very nice of you. I appreciate that. So we'll see what these receivers can do. And an early drop for Xavier Harmon. Good bounce back there. Looks like they're bringing a blitz. Good catch. King is built at receiver. He is thick. Back it up. I may have to put Cooper Price in the slot just because I don't think he has the ability to do anything worthwhile down the field. He's a good route runner, but he just doesn't have any sort of speed. Oh, look at King go. Let me mix some stuff up. So at receiver, we will go Parks, Harmon. Forgot about Rashad Conway. Price. And we'll put Bolt in. We'll actually put King in too. I think we know what Cooper Price's game is. I want to see some of these other players. Get Dixon onto the field. And good play by Tony Harvey. I think this could potentially be our starting receivers. You'll most likely see these four on the field together a lot, at the very least. They're all guys recruited by me that I really like, and I think are really talented. But I think there's definitely value to guys like Cooper Price having the ability to know someone's going to make the catch. Definitely has value. I want to try, see oh Lord. Bolt downfield, knocked away. Triple coverage, who is that? Oh, Johnson with the pick. Little screen, and there's Johnson. Different Johnson. Not going to see very much option this year, though. That was a good run. Oh, look at Harmon. King underneath. A lot of air raid concepts in this book. Good throw down the middle. Yeah, I think that newbie's going to be good for us. I think our offense is going to be fun. Very different from last year. Chance Benson on plays out of the backfield will be a big part of the offense, catching the ball. Not really sure how much he'll actually run it. I do want to see. I want to run this play. Get some linebackers on the field. See what Benson's able to do catching the ball. Because based on his ratings, he's pretty much as good of any of... Ooh, big play for King. Johnson got beat there. But Benson's receiving ratings are pretty much better than any of our receivers downfield. So much more speed this year. Harmon was our only quick receiver last year. Now we have Bolt. King's not super slow. Another good play for Bolt. Another touchdown. Parks is quick. So a lot more potential explosiveness. There's a good throw. A lot of guys we can spread the ball around to. Mix up some of the defense. We'll keep Matt Dunn in. Let's put Ricky Joseph. We want to keep seeing what Gavin Johnson can do. That's fine. Put Spencer Ramsey in. Keep Caldwell out there. I don't trust Chris Peters. But we'll put Jalen Gray in the slot. I think that's fine. Christian still out. Okay. Just a couple changes. Ooh, this is interesting. Little mesh with a post and a wheel. I like this. Oh. Missed the open man. Yeah. I think our passing attacks can be really good this year. Finally have the receivers, a quarterback who can throw it. A lot of opportunities for big plays too. Drop by Parks. Alright, let's go different formation. Because I want to see... Try and pick on Jalen Gray. Alright, so he is covering King. Zone coverage though. Blitzes. Now he's in... Nope, still zone. There's Blackman with a pick. Take some more shots downfield. Caldwell under pressure. Ramsey with a pick. There we go. Javonte Christian starting at free safety. So Alex, we went through the offseason. Recap the season, move forward. Sign 2 players that weren't currently in our recruiting class. It was a defensive tackle, Jamal Davis, and I'm trying to think who the other one was. I don't remember. But there was a receiver recruit who we filled out his bar and just did not commit to us. So we're lacking there. Didn't pick up any transfers. Did some red shirts, and now just getting a look at this team and what they'll be like for next year. That's open. Look at that speed. Skylar Bolt's a new guy to keep your eye on. Got a big speed boost. Fastest player by far on our team. Only 5'7" though. Good pick, but bad throw. Let's get Sherman back on the field. Go back to 3 linebackers. And also one thing I wanted to try is because we don't really have a running back, I want to try Xavier Harmon in the backfield. So we'll put Bolt outside. That's fine with me. 3 guys we haven't ever seen play before. And then we will put Harmon at running back. Last play. Nice. So that was against Stanford, right? Let's run the ball. Open. I think Skylar Bolt's going to be fun. especially big arm on Newbie. Will have the ability to push the ball downfield for maybe the first time ever. Could do it a little bit last year with Harmon, but now we have some more options. Park's also really fast. Sherman Beck working from the slot. So for once, have some real offensive weapons. Bad throw. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. Not going to see very much option this year. It's an interesting play. You know what we're going to do, though. Ooh, good play. Christian's got speed, too. Let's try downfield for Parks. And Blackburn with the interception. Yeah. He's got... Passing offense is going to be fun. I don't know how many times we're actually going to end up running the ball per game. But the passing offense will be fun. That's definitely for sure. Good play, Jalen Gray in the slot. He's in a battle with Tyree Johnson. Oh, yeah. As fast as... Oh, it was Orlando Charles. He's not very fast. But tough to keep up with Bull. Ooh, good blitz by Tony Harvey. Get some new players in. We'll put in Hunter Sawyer. I liked him coming out in our recruiting class. Put back Chance Benson. Actually, we'll put in Brock Rogers. Work with Harmon back on the outside. We'll put Cooper Price in the slot. And I want to see Craig Love play. He's good at catching the ball. Put James Lee. Sam Sullivan in. Connor Harley may be the future at defensive tackle, so he gets in. Yeah, I don't really want to put Derek Edwards in. Dixon stays out there. Sure. We'll put Peters out there. See how bad he actually is in coverage. Josh Lilly. Jalen Gray. And Tyree Johnson. Actually, we'll flip these two. I want to keep watching Javonte Christian. And that's good with me. We'll do normal Y flex to get Love out there. We'll go 3-3-5 again. So got Hunter Sawyer. Ooh, I like that running back route. See what Craig Love can do. Open. He's really slow, but great route runner, great hands, really good player. Hunter Sawyer, he doesn't have a big arm, but he's a pretty good athlete and extremely accurate. Maybe more accurate than Travis Newby is. Here's Brock Rogers. Oh, little double truck there. Could see him being the backup. If Chance Benson goes down, he may get the snaps. He's not very quick, but one of our faster running backs we've had. And good elusiveness, too. Love again. I mean, if he can run routes well enough, he could definitely get open. One thing to think about is if we're going to be running the ball a lot, we have to be able to pass protect. Do we have any option? A little bit. That's fine. We'll go 3-4 and get a look at some option with Hunter Sawyer. Although I still think the future at the position is definitely Kiar's King. I think he's going to be really good next year. I assume he'll be the starter. Sawyer not really able to run much. Not showing a run ability. Here we go. Trucks a couple players. We'll really mix it up. Get all these pass plays. And we'll go dime. Josh Lilly. And, ooh! Robert Parks goes up and gets it. Bolt wide open. He's not a very good route runner, but just seems so crisp. Guess he's just so fast. Coming out of his breaks. Josh Lilly making a play. Ooh, somehow fitted into Cooper Price. Price again. Now empty look. This is a formation that with Chance Benson I feel like could be real deadly. Him and Sherman Beck split out wide with 3 receivers. I don't know many teams that will be able to stop that. Jalen Gray can't come up with it. Harvey there, wow. Didn't get blown by. Actually, I don't know who that was. Gray on the blitz. Make a play. Ooh, good catch by Harmon. Went up and got it. Yeah, I think Aaron Montana could be a good second tight end. There we go, Cooper Price. You can see how slow he is. But I think Montana's got good enough hands. Blackburn with the pick. He can run after the catch, just not very fast in general. make a play. Ah, almost had it. Christian there, and doesn't come up with a pick, but knocks it away. Mesh. And short game. Safety blitz. Price outside. Short pickup. Lily with a pick. Has a chance to potentially play next year. Shalante Christian. Yeah, I don't think Craig Love's ever going to be a vertical threat. Just doesn't have the speed, but as a possession tight end, definitely has a future. Using his route running as a way to get open. You can see Sawyer is really accurate. He definitely has that ability. Places the ball right where it needs to be. That plus a little ability to run. Definitely could see him getting a chance to start at some point, or at least being a very reliable backup. Good play, Blackburn. Yeah, but can't get away from there. He's a very serviceable runner, not a great one. Lee on the sack. All right. Oh, I think he's going to... Oh. Good pressure. Who is that? MJ Nichols? So like a route like this with Montana, but with Chance Benson could be deadly. Look at Garrett Bentley. Put Adam Estison. See what he's able to do. Rashad Conway. Yeah, it's good with me. I like this ability though to basically have every single shotgun pass at random. Go nickel. Go back to 3 linebackers. Alright, so Bentley started out really low overall, but has worked his way up. Potential backup this year. Definitely not ideal if at any point we see Newbie go down with an injury. I don't know what we'll do. Estes and bad throw. Let's look at Bentley's stats. Think he's a red shirt sophomore? No, red shirt junior. Okay. Can't look at those. So faster than Newbie, but not very much of a runner. Not as strong of an arm as Sawyer, but similar in accuracy. All our quarterbacks are actually pretty accurate, which is nice. But yeah, I think Hunter Sawyer will be the backup. in case anyone else ever needs to come in. See what Estes can do. Converted fullback. A lot of players on this team are converted from other positions. Just with the limits we have in recruiting, gotta find guys to fill holes. Open. Yeah. I think Bolt's going to have to start. He's just so fast that it's hard to actually keep him off the field. But with as much as we're going to be throwing the ball, I assume we will sub our receivers pretty often. Good catch there. Good pressure. Another play that, with Chance Benson, could be deadly. Not very fast, but in the open field can make anyone miss. Not a good move. And watching these other quarterbacks play, I think our offense can stay okay if Newbie goes down with an injury. I think the biggest problem is our offense will change and we won't have any downfield passing game. Because neither of these guys really have the ability, good play by Christian, to push the ball downfield. Especially not in the way that Newbie does. Harmon drops it. Johnson got beat there. Oh, made 3 guys miss. Outruns another. Yeah. Conway's still going to have to get on the field a lot. Open. I think what will end up happening is we're going to use a lot of 4 wide receiver sets and all formation sub like I did our running backs. They basically have a mix of all the receivers on the field. In different amounts, different formations, different combinations, and everything. See if Harvey can get there. Knocked away. I like this playbook, though. I think it's going to be good for us. I'm just going to send you deep. Open. Good closing. Christian's got the speed to be a... Javante Christian has the speed to be a high safety who can really play mid, like center field, which is something we haven't had since the series has begun. It's nice to be able to talk about these players and be like, these are things we haven't had, and finally getting more talent into the program. Chance Benson has 1 more year too, which is good. Put Damian King back in, and we'll go with this foursome. And Sherman back. Get some of these starters back out there. What play action do we have? A lot. Try some play action. Go dollar. Get some more DBs on the field. Not really ever going to run under center this season, I don't think. Good in short yardage. You can see ability to make people miss there. Good play by Lily. Alright, I don't really like this play actions. Let's see what they're able to do in a base defense. Good hit by Hopkins. Be a new starter for us. A lot of new starters on this defense. Savion Dixon in coverage. That's good to see. I'm interested to see where Chance Benson ends up on our, like, in terms of receiving. I could see him being potentially having more catches than anyone on just low plays like that. Yeah. If I were to bet, I would think catches, Chance Benson will have the most. Receiving yards, Xavier Harmon will have the most. Yards per catch will be Sky Bolt. And touchdowns, probably Harmon. That's pass interference. Gonna have to get used to throwing the ball this much. Good blitz. Yeah, I'm excited for Christian. A lot of freshmen on this team I think are going to make an impact. A lot of new starters. Like, I think the 4 receivers we have out there right now, I think Javonte Christian, Savion Dixon potentially. There's a pick for him. Tony Harvey with a nice play. Jalen Gray at corner could make an impact. Definitely a variety of new faces that I think will help this team. Bolt showing off some good elusiveness. Yeah, see a play like the no time. Some of these plays that are interesting routes for the running back. I'm very interested to watch Benson. Harmon burns Lily. Alright. Get some starters back in. Charles, Blackburn, Gray. Caldwell. Ramsey can stay out there. Gavin Johnson. Dropped it. Dixon's got good hands. He's got 4 or 5 interceptions, I think. Wide open. Look at Aaron Montana. Oh, still going. Tony Harvey's also doing a good job of taking the ball away. So close. Batted down Gavin Johnson. Haven't really seen too much from him. Christian. I think he's going to be really good. Charles can't pick it off. Oh my. Oh, wide open. Misses throw though. Alright, any other players anyone wants to see? Gone through a lot of the roster. Yeah, our line's doing a good job of protecting. When they bring like a huge blitz, I mean, it's tough for any good offensive line to handle it with only 5. Like, the 4 aren't really getting home. Which I don't know if that's our offensive line playing really well or our defense just still can't really get pressure. Xavier Dixon's doing a good job. I was worried about his coverage, but he's done well. Yeah, Skylar Bolt downfield's dangerous. Even a little play like this. Yeah, I think we're probably not gonna really run the ball at all this year. just an observation based off that practice. Alright, so I think the current plan, that looks good. At receiver, then we're going to do Harmon, Parks, Conway, Bolt. And then we'll sub in Cooper Price in a number of formations. I'm not sure about this yet. I'll have to think about it. It's a lot more speed than we've had in our receiving core, though, which is nice. Tight end is good. Left end, that looks fine. Xavion Dixon, I'm happy with him. Caldwell. So I think we're going to do Jalen Gray, Tyree Johnson at nickel. I think it's better to go with the young guy here. But Johnson will play in the dime, and if any corners are tired, he'll get subbed in and probably play a good amount. I think definitely Javonte Christian will start. I think he's going to be good for us. I'm excited to watch him play this year. And Tony Harvey will start as well. 21 tackles last year as the backup strong safety. That's good to see. I think he's going to be good as a junior. His team lost a lot, but I think we're potentially could be better as a team. Like, I think quarterback talent's better. Probably a step back at running back. I think we're a lot better at receiver than we've ever been. Sherman Beck's back at tight end. Offensive line potentially could be some regression. Defensive line, I think Matt Dunn better than Malik McKinney. Black's back. Gavin Johnson's better than anyone we've ever had. Probably on our defense as a whole. I think Xavion Dixon could be really good. Middle, I think linebacker will see a step back. At corner, potentially a step back. I think at safety, though, we're going to be better than we've ever been. Javonte Christian and Tony Harvey are two really good players. Matt Shaw is the third safety off the bench. Opportunity to be pretty good. But it is a lot of production to replace. You can see by the returning stats. Like, look at the tackles that return. Only two guys who've really started before. Alright, so we'll look at the schedule. This is still subject to change. Definitely play, like, New Mexico's fine, East Carolina's fine. But maybe is East Carolina available here? Yes. And then we'll play maybe Oklahoma State on the road. Not sure about Florida. Want to play a really good team here. Already played Georgia. Could also potentially not play. What we could do is play Arizona State there. And I don't know. I'll figure it out. Got a lot of options on who we can play. I think I do want to play Oklahoma State, though. Someone had talked about that in the past, and I think that would be a good move. Could play Arizona State in like a home and home. But, yeah. We'll figure that out at a later date. But I think that's pretty much going to do it for the stream. Got through the off season, previewed this upcoming season, saw the players in their first practices, all the new faces, red shirt depth chart, look at the schedule. So I think that will do it. Thanks everyone who came out and watched today. For the people who talked, thank you as well. Thanks for all the support on these streams. I really appreciate it. But I think, yep, that's going to do it. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you the next time.